Well, hiya, Beckett. Hold on a second.
Does that work? Does that work?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi.
How
are you?
How are we doing?
Bruh. I hope I'm doing okay. Please help me, Beckett.
This is fine. I mean, like, again, part of the problem is I'm gonna be just really honest with everyone. I am not an expert on Rose Malay. I barely follow this chick. I didn't cover any of the Brad stuff. I don't know what happened with lyrics. I don't care.
I know.
It's other people from Twitch poll that have always had the obsession. So this has been highly amusing just because.
Oh, well, I bet.
I'm just not. I don't really get it. Of all the people who are
either.
pissed at me, I am most confused by this one.
I know. Okay, she's in waiting. I guess I didn't send her a link to the Discord until just now. My bad. Okay, so here she is. So here we go. We're gonna bring her in. All right, Rose, you are live and with Beckett and I.
Hello.
All right.
Hola.
Okay. Go ahead.
How you doing, Rose?
Let's just get this over with.
Okay, listen. I have basically no idea what your damage is. Obviously, I've followed vaguely what you've been doing for years, but I barely talk about you, Rose. I really don't quite get this.
I don't know. For the past few days, you've been tweeting about me a lot.
You've been talking about me. That's why.
So that's the thing you don't understand. I make one tweet about how bullying and harassment is bad, and then you respond with several tweets. I block you. You make more tweets, and then I tweet.
You were arguing in the comment. You were arguing in the comment section, quote tweeting like random people about a situation that was happening to me. And am I not allowed to talk about that?
To an extent, but I'm saying that it gets to a certain point. And also, if you notice something about my Twitter, I tweet a fucking lot, okay? Like, I
about everyone, about Mr. Sen, about like you're quote tweeting Malcolm. You're tweeting every. So like, what I don't get, Rose, is you complain that people are mean to you, but then you go looking for the fights. In fact, that's not true. I do get it because you want attention. Like that's all this has ever been.
Don't look for fights. I mean, like I
Rose,
said, I'm
you had
pretty calm right now.
You had multiple. I'm not saying you're angry. I'm just saying you want attention. Back in the day, you had multiple debates about how like rapists weren't the worst thing in the world. You told an entire story about how you were sad that somebody didn't rape you at a house party. You have always done this for attention.
And then you go on your stream and laugh about it.
What, am I not meant to? That's fucking hilarious, Rose. If you turn yourself into a clown on the internet, people are going to laugh at you.
Yep.
Maybe you should be like, maybe this person's deeply traumatized and I shouldn't make fun of them. Has that thought ever occurred to you?
Okay, well, the only way that's going to happen, Rose, is if you stop. If people start like blocking you out.
Yes.
Is that what you want? If you like,
but that's the thing is, I'm just trying to exist here, and I feel like I'm trying to be as mature as I can, and then people.
Can you start leaking stuff about Mr. Beast last year? Like again, you're going.
I was on his show and I witnessed people getting injured.
So you
and I
turned yourself
a
into
rope
a
tie
public
around somebody's
figure.
neck. Like that was a situation I didn't
So
want to be a thing. But
it's always a situation you don't want to be in. Oh, I don't want to be involved. I didn't want to say this about Brad. I didn't want to get involved in the drama. And yet you always somehow are, Rose.
It's not my fault that Brad fucking became a domestic abuser. Okay, that I just happened to be in these fucking situations. I don't know what to tell you.
You shopped it around to commentary channels.
Because
did you or did you not?
Hold on. I wouldn't agree with shopped, but like here's the thing.
Did you not have long conversations?
So
you took it to Chud Logic?
And
so you took it to Chud Logic?
Wanted people's advice. That is literally it.
So you went to a drama channel.
I needed somebody to hear because the fact that I was the only one that knew about this shit was fucking weighing on me. I felt insane. I didn't know what to do because it was such a horrible thing and it's such a serious situation. Like, how would you respond to that situation? You're told this horrible thing in private and it's like, fuck. Like, do I tell people? Do I not?
I don't know. I probably wouldn't accuse the victim of being a piece of shit because I've got personal beef with her, though.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
What do you mean?
Exactly. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Why'd you start drama with lyrics?
With the lyrics stuff? Okay, so he said some stuff about me on a live stream, right? And then I noticed that he was copying Brad's content. He was going into my niche. And then I talked about a video that I was going to do. And then he winded up doing a similar video like right afterwards. And like I could go into the whole thing, but just the stuff like when he brought me on stream to laugh at me. And then he was talking about like my rape tweets and making jokes about me being raped and stuff. And, you know, as a trauma survivor, that shit fucking bothers me. Right. And so I made my video being like, hey, this person, I knew that this audience, you know, wasn't aware about all this stuff. And I wanted to like let people know, like, this is what this guy is about because he's doing this whole rebrand and blocking people who
once again. You got angry and dragged yourself into drama, and then you're surprised that people react to you in a certain way. Like, again,
this is a situation where somebody's awful to me, and I'm like talking about how they were awful to me. Like, have I been an attention seeker in the past? Yeah, but the crazy thing is, in these situations, like, am I not allowed to speak out about these people being awful to me?
Let's go back. So let's go back again. No, hold on. So let's go back again. I haven't said anything about you in months. The channel hasn't said anything about you in months. We did a podcast on you, but like I don't even know when was it even this year? And then you freak out when like quietly.
I literally just say bullying and harassment is bad. That just to remind you, this all started by me saying bullying and harassment is bad. Hold on. Okay, let's talk about that.
No. Your claims were you've got loads of evidence and you want to take me to court, Rose.
Yeah, I'm saying that I could. I'm not saying that I will. I'm saying
you conflated other people telling lies about you to me. So you have actively lied about me.
Can I say if I go to court, I will go to court about with a bunch of people. That's how these things would work.
You were a class action lawsuit against commentary channels.
If the filings occur, that is something that I will talk to a lawyer about. And like I said, that would only ever happen is if things escalated to a certain point, which they are currently not at. I just see worrying signs. And if it does get to that point, then I will start having these conversations with lawyers. That's all I said.
Okay.
And like I said, as bad as everything is right now,
so if you stop talking about people, you know they like probably won't engage with you. It's not like your Twitter's getting tons of likes and engagement.
Okay, but can I understand what you're saying, but what is the lesson here? People who are victims of a harassment campaign need to disappear off the internet, and if they continue to exist, then it's their fault for existing when people are horrible to them?
Hold on. You're defending someone like KP, and you are defending KP, who ran multiple harassment campaigns to try and get people fired from their real jobs.
All of the stuff that you're talking about, I disagree about. But that's the thing. You don't understand the nuance of what I'm saying.
But you inserted yourself. You inserted yourself into a drama you knew nothing about to defend somebody who is objectively a horrific piece of shit.
See, this is the black and white thinking that because this person's awful, therefore the awful things I say about them are justified. That is what's not clicking with you. Or you don't want it to click because then suddenly you'd have to look inside and realize that what you're doing is deeply unethical and wrong.
Yeah, no, at a certain level, like it's okay to be at a level with somebody. If someone like KP is going to act the way that they do, yes, they open themselves up to things. Now, also, it's interesting in the clips that you showed, where the first one you show is me reading a certain tweet where I am actively saying, do not report this person's channel, do not do anything IRL, it doesn't need to do any of that. So once again, you're sat here going, well, Slug's saying that he docks her, but I've actively said not to do anything like that. And you left that out because it's inconvenient to your narrative.
I actually do include that in the clip, but you didn't watch the whole thing. But I do include
but in the conversation with K-Huck you've just had, you're blaming me when you're blaming me for the actions of somebody over something I've told people that I'm against.
You've said multiple times you're against people being deplatformed, and that is something that I include in the clips because that, like I said, because you don't want to be deplatformed, therefore you don't want other people to be deplatformed.
That's not the reason. No. I'm not against doxing or deplatforming because of some self-interest. Those are principles because I'm an ecosystem person. I'm against deplatforming of anybody because I think it is bad for the ecosystem. I'm against doxing, it's bad for the ecosystem. I'm against going after people's IRL, it's bad for the ecosystem. I've done this with people who do those things. And it's not. And
Okay,
again, I've
so
done that.
then
I've done that
can I
for
ask you a
people who
question?
threaten to do it to me.
Genuinely speaking, why is Slug still in your Discord?
I don't know. I don't run my Discord. My mods do.
Okay.
I barely. The reason you can barely find any like clips of me in my Discord in your little collage is because I don't really use it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
well, here's what I would recommend, and I'm saying this in a genuine way. Like, and I'm not being like hostile to you. Like, I think go ahead and read that. Think about what these people are saying, and ask yourself: should we have like rules against this stuff, or is this something that I'm okay with?
Well, as
You know?
somebody who's like fairly on the side of free speech, if people want to say stupid shit, that will just get
Okay.
Slug in trouble. Like again, if you're talking about this being my audience and my audience knows where I
It
stand
is
on
your
like
audience.
doxing or like IRL harassment or anything like that, what difference does it make what Slug says? No
Right.
one's swayed by it. It's just Slug saying something insane, which Slug
And also,
says a lot.
Yes.
let's not forget that Slug, that is just one message of a collage that's 4 pages long of a bunch of other like people that are very active in your community. This is a community-wide problem. And then, like I said, I compare it to the things you said on stream, and it's not hard to see why these people are attracted to your content. So again, you can maybe sit and think, oh, why do these people specifically go to me, right? You know? And what could
Well,
I
I mean,
do
my
to
question, I don't care about any of that right now. I care about the fact that you have basically sat on Twitter, accused me of constantly coming after you, of harassment, and you've got very little evidence to back it up. Because again, like we did the numbers, I think it's something like it's less than 1% of our tweets. I think
because
it's
your
somewhere in the region
entire
of
existence
0.8.
online is solely devoted to harassing people. You don't just harass me, you harass a bunch of
Hold
other
on.
people too. That is
Again,
why.
I'm not telling anybody. I'm
Your
not telling
channel is
anybody to go
open,
to anybody's.
Steve.
Wow.
I'm not telling anybody to go to anybody's channels. I'm not telling anybody to go and talk to anyone directly.
Again, you have a
I'm not-
very low, again, and it's so fascinating because I do this too. Like, you have these specific standards, and because you
Oh
fit
my
these standards
God.
that are in your head, you
you
suddenly
also
think that
believe in this.
everything is
No,
moral
you
and
it's
just.
obviously
No, I
also
have
believe
my
in this,
That's it,
Rose.
I have
Rose,
Yes,
you
thank you.
obviously
I have the
actually
different
agree with me
standards.
No, that's
because
But
you
I'm
fair.
keep
saying
doing the
that I
same
recognize
shit.
the flaw, and so I can
Okay.
recognize what you're doing based on how I. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I can see that because you have the specific moral system, that anything that falls out of it is not a concern to you. And I'm saying that maybe you should, yeah,
No,
maybe you
I'm
should
very
think
up.
outside of that.
I'm very upfront about what I think is acceptable and what I think isn't, and I
Yeah, and
stick.
I know, but I'm saying that I
But
think that what
I
you think is
also, again,
acceptable,
your opinion's irrelevant because
it's
no, the way you treat people around you, the way you have consistently gone after people who've interacted with you, whether it's Brad, whether it's Tro, whether it's other people in the Twitch poll space, whether it's years of this shit, Rose, you don't have a leg to stand on. You're in no position to
again, you're
criticize anybody
attacking me
else.
instead of the argument that I'm making because I acknowledge that I fucked up, right? And I can go into the details about those
No,
situations.
I
no,
But
don't
I've
think you
already talked
have.
about the argument you've made. I'm against deplatforming or IRL stuff. What you're saying about me isn't accurate. You left it out of your conversation with
there's a
Seethe.
lot of immoral stuff that you actively do, and you're fine with your audience doing. And all I said was, that's not cool.
Okay, so again,
And then it becomes
you
this big thing.
engage in this behavior. You're just now, when it's convenient to you, trying to use it to attack me and other creators because it's
Like I
not
said,
going
I
the way
just
you want
made
to.
one tweet. I was not trying to make it into a
You didn't
thing.
just make one tweet. You made a tweet and then you started arguing with everybody
After
because you got
you
a load of
responded
pushback.
to me. So it's the thing is, I respond to everybody that responds to me. So, like,
Okay,
people
but
say
if I
something, I
respond,
say
it's a
something.
problem.
Mm.
I respond to literally everybody all the time. And also, I blocked you, okay? You're actively going out of your way to find stuff behind a block, okay?
Okay, you're the one that did it first. You're the one that's saying that you're the one that is saying, right, that he deserved to be copyright struck. Again, I've explained this to you. You're the one that is singling him out and saying that he deserved it or the channel deserved it because he allegedly bullies and harasses
Oh,
people.
whoa.
And you're not
I did
providing.
not say, I
Yes,
did not
you
say
did.
that he deserved it.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
Can we bring the
did.
tweet up? Can we bring the tweet up? Can I just see it again? What did you
Yes.
say in it?
At least that's how I
This is-
interpreted it. Beckett
Okay,
may
but
look at it
that's
differently, but
we've
that's how
talked
I
about
view
this.
it.
We've talked. This is just interpretations. You're just
Bruh.
assuming things about the tweet that are not there.
Okay.
And I understand why you would feel that way, but I literally posted
Beckett, there you
below it clarifying that I don't support it. So
Beckett, there you go.
Where did you send it?
Yeah, it's in the. I screen shared it.
like I literally like, hey, I don't
Oh,
agree with what KP is doing.
give me a sec. Let me get to the.
It literally is just I'm against bullying and harassment.
Okay.
Tiny.
But I get it, you know, because I'm me. It's like, oh my god, Rose Malay.
No. What's the one before this? Because this wasn't the first tweet. What was Rose's original tweet?
That's the one I had. Hold on.
Hold on. Go back. Click back.
Oh, this right here?
Yeah. No. Hold on. Like, you should be against YouTube's terms of service. So, your original argument was,
I believe that bullying and harassment shouldn't be allowed.
yeah, so I should be off the platform. So while I was getting struck,
actually,
your
what
argument
I'm saying,
was
ideally, what would happen is that you would see the rule change and you would stop bullying and harassing people, right? That is the goal, not to deplatform people, but to be like, hey, these rules exist, please follow them and behave, right? Like, you know, like,
What?
like don't attack people's appearances. You know, don't talk about like I get into the whole thing.
Is this really over the snow monster thing? Is that what all of this comes down to?
I think so.
It's about a pattern of behavior.
She did bring it up earlier.
Hold on. It's about your refusal to even admit that there's a problem here. Right? And I've been civil the whole time, right? Like, you know, just
I mean, you can say you're being civil, but you're accusing me of like harassing people and trying to ruin people's lives and shit.
Okay, but let's look at the words that you say. Let's look at the contents of your channel and what you do. Do you not understand how that can be interpreted
this
in
feels
that
like
way?
the whole thing of like, oh, you can criticize me. I just want you to be really polite about it. It's just like, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. Rose, I barely fucking talk about you. You came in, you made this about yourself, you got a load of shit, and now you're ass mad about it. You're joining my Discord to try and gather like information on random chatters in the community. It's fucking schizophrenic.
I'm showcasing a pattern of behavior. It's not schizophrenic. I would say what's schizophrenic is going on talking for 5 hours.
Is that not harassment, Rose? Is that not harassment? Is you not stalking into my Discord? Stalking my Twitter.
See, this is how I know you have no argument, because it's fascinating watching the conclusions you come to. It fascinates me how you could think that that's harassment, but not what you do, which is spend 4 hours talking about a single person, going through all their character flaws and personally attacking them in all the ways that you think is funny that your chat agrees upon. That's perfectly fine. But me doing a bit of research to find all of the stuff that you and your fans are saying, that becomes harassment when all of a sudden your objectively worst action is not. Again, fascinating how your minds work here.
I'm obviously just pointing out the ridiculousness of how you're acting.
Yep.
Because again, you're the one engaging with me, not the other way around.
I just said that bullying and harassment is bad. If you think that that's starting something, whatever. At a certain point, I literally just copied and pasted like a response to it because I was just fucking done. Like I mean, I know that like you're probably not going to listen to me, and most people would just give up on these sort of conversations. But it's the fact that I do care and I want to see a change.
I don't believe you care, Rose. I don't believe this has anything to do with you fucking caring.
Nope.
I think you're ass mad because you got compared to the snow monster from Star Wars and have been mad about it for ages. Yep. And so you just wanted to take a shot. That's okay. That's fine. I just wish you were honest about it.
If that's what you have to tell yourself, but like, I think that what you do is bad. Like, obviously, there are things that you said about me that hurt me, right? I'm a human being, but like, I care about other people being hurt too. And I'm like, hey, we should do the thing that stops this.
You've never acted like it, Rose. Whenever you find yourself in drama, it's always about you. It's never about other people. It's always what you can get out of it. Like, what's your most famous thing? You like leaked the information on an album release. You've always been trying to make yourself the center of attention for years. This is just another attempt at it. And you're doing it by trying to moral frog to me about how I talk about people online. It's ridiculous.
Look, I am a YouTuber, right? Obviously, I want my videos to do well, but that doesn't mean you could just dismiss everything that I'm saying because I do have attention seeking tendencies, right? I'm not going to deny that. But when I talk about stuff like this, it comes from a genuine place. And I would hope that hearing me speak, that you don't think that this is all some ploy to get subscribers and that I just don't give a shit about what I'm saying, because clearly I do.
You know, I
Otherwise, I
think
wouldn't be
everything you do
talking
is
about.
no. I think everything you do is a ploy to get attention.
Then I'm a cartoon character and I'm not a real person to you. And that's the thing. You treat people like cartoon characters. You're lol cows. You're people that you don't like. And I think that's a problem. You need to start seeing the humanity in people. But the problem is that if you did, you would stop doing these streams because you'd realize that it's deeply unethical.
No. Again, that's completely ridiculous to say about me. Like, my reputation is I give people way too much grace. This whole stuff with KP started because I was way too fair with her and caught a ton of flack for it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't start going after KP until she went after me.
Yep.
So first of all, if they're giving you flack for going with grace, like, what does that say about your community? And second of all, the way that you responded was to make these personal attacks.
Okay, I have a question. Okay, time out for just a minute. I just thought of something. We kind of brought it up earlier, but I want to. Now that Beckett is here, I want you to say this or answer this question in front of him. Okay, you were sent. I sent to you earlier. I brought this up. You were sent earlier the first 2 videos that Beckett made earlier this year, right? All of the KP ones. Okay.
I mean, those are edited videos. Those are fine. I have no issue with those videos. Or at least I don't think. I haven't seen them in full, right?
You said that you watched them today. Did you not?
I focused more on the streams that were taken down, or like the live streams. I watched a decent amount, and I couldn't find anything really wrong with the video.
With both videos?
So, I watched an hour of the first video, I think. And it was just kind of like matter of fact. It was more of like the stuff that I'd want to see. Like, that is the kind of coverage
No.
Again, I could
to watch the whole thing. You have to watch all of them. You have to watch all of them in full in order to get the full picture as to what exactly is going on with this. So you didn't watch the whole thing. Which one did you watch?
I watched the first hour of the first one, but here's the thing, okay? Here's what I don't think you understand. I will watch these things, right? But I don't think that there's any like certain bad thing that this person could do that would in my head justify the treatment that this person's been given, right? I am famous for being like, hey, we should be nicer to rapists, right? That is my thing, okay? Knowing that about me, does it really shock you that I would be like, hey, I don't care what bad things this person says. My opinions don't change here.
Okay.
None of us are shocked.
It's morally
Rose.
consistent.
It's just look, Rose. If you were coming out and just say, "I don't like Beckett, he's mean," which you don't, and I am.
I just said bullying and harassment is bad.
That's fine. No, hold on. No. Yeah. You said that you were collecting a huge document to take people to court. That people like me should be removed through terms of services. Like, that's not Beckett is mean. That's Beckett should be deplatformed.
I said that YouTube should add a policy against bullying and harassment. And I never said that I don't want people to be deplatformed. I want people to stop bullying and harassing people.
So
that is the goal.
So while somebody is attempting to deplatform me, that's when you chose to take a shot.
I saw the tweet in my timeline. You know, I said below on the response, like, I don't agree with what she's doing. But that thought came to my head, like, you know, like, this guy is bullying and harassing. Like, that's the thing that, you know, YouTube should be, you know, doing. And so I made that tweet. That's how my mind works. You know, that's the truth of the situation.
Right. I mean, again, you seem to also tweet out very aggressive things towards random people, right?
I mean, listen, I will admit, okay, I'm more impulsive on Twitter. I'm more calm and collective in voice. This is who I am as a person. I tend to let out all of my toxic traits on Twitter. And for whatever reason, that works for me. I don't know.
So you also, by your own like standards, bully and harass people.
I definitely, there are things that I've said that I definitely fucking regret that I shouldn't do. Like there are certain, like I said, there are
You
certain
keep
lines
doing
that I
it.
don't
Wait a
cross.
minute.
There are certain lines that you won't cross, right? But like,
Okay, but again, like
I
when we're
don't believe
talking
that
about
I'm doing
lines,
that. If you
hold
have
on.
Wait.
things that I,
When we're talking about lines, once again, you went after the victim in an abuse story that you identified as somebody you believe is the victim.
Exactly.
I don't think I've ever done that. That's fucking
okay,
crazy.
That is
can I explain
crazy.
in the video? Hold on. In
Wait,
the
wait.
videos that are public on my channel, I do not. You're talking about a video that was leaked that I never planned to release, that I was never going to release, and even that I don't really go after her. I just talk about the information that I heard. And at the time, that all came from Brad, so obviously it's going to be tainted, right? And there's a bunch of reasons why like I didn't go through with that video. And again, like it's a whole fucking situation. I don't want to get into it because it's if I go down this rabbit hole, then you're gonna be like, oh my god, why are you talking about this person? Well, I'm talking about this person because you want me to talk about this person. It's like,
Okay, I have
you
a couple
know,
of things. I have a couple of things that there's one question in chat actually, or a statement rather in chat that Leia something brings up that's rather interesting. So you made the Emaru situation about your rape fantasies? Excuse
what?
me, what? Did you
what is
make the
this
Emaru
person referring
situation?
to?
The Emaru situation about your rape fantasies? Did you do that?
Uh, can this person link to what they're talking about? I think I made like a long thread about like groping and how I was groped and about like situations, how society responds to like I I don't see how that's relevant to this conversation, but if we want to address it, then we can talk about it.
It
I
was a
mean,
statement that was said in chat, and I just wanted to ask it because it was something that she said at least twice. So obviously it was important. Leia, something. Can you DM me that, please, if you have the screenshot of it?
if you DM, it's a whole like conversation. So if you just isolate one tweet, like I that wouldn't be fair of everything that I said. So my
What?
whole thought process. Oh, can I explain? So the thread that I made, I saw the groping, and my basic what I was trying to convey is that society will respond very much to this situation of groping because it's very visual, it's very apparent. But the stuff that like gets at you, like the abuse and harassment and the years worth of stuff behind the scenes, it's not as visual, so people won't respond as much to it. And so I'm saying as like a victim, like I've talked about the grooming and I've talked about the years of shit that I've dealt with, right? Like people aren't going to respond to that because it's not as easy as, oh, I have video of being touched, right? But you talk about the amount of harm that's being done to a person and the
Oh my
psychological
god.
damage of that's a lot more. And I felt that that was like an interesting route to go down. Like even like victims of rape, like, you know, people without stories and stuff. This is a perfect situation of like, this is something that everybody sees, and that's why everybody's in arms. But these same people that are so outraged by it, you'll go to actual rape victims and they'll deny their stories. And I thought that that was like something we're talking about. And then immediately, like later on, I saw Amiru like talk about like, you know, her story. And I feel like that kind of was like, it made me feel like I was getting at something because she was hiding all of this pain. She was hiding all of this that she went through. But it wasn't until she got groped and the whole world saw it that like she felt comfortable to talk about that or she felt supported. And like there is something there.
What? Okay, but oh,
And
okay.
it's great that she's able to talk about this because it's a horrible thing to hold on to all of that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we're kind of getting off topic here. But yeah.
Okay. Well, it was a question that it was in chat and I wanted to ask it, but I was also sent something else just now too. So I was sent a video of yours. The title is The Return of Brad Taste in Music, where you talk more about Tina in this video. I believe this is the more recent one. If I
I
remember
don't remember
correctly.
talking about I don't remember talking about Tina that much. Anything that I talk about Tina, I think it's just Brad talking
I
about
said
Tina.
something behind.
Okay.
I do not really mention her, and I actually made a point to not mention her in that video.
Okay. All right. Well, I was told otherwise. So let's watch this for briefly and get your opinion on this because you bring up Tina in this too.
His back, which turned out to be inevitably insanely fucking true, by the way, and you are going to crash. If Ethan Klein were to ask her a fucking question, she would bend over so fucking fast, like, to answer it and throw me in the garbage, because she will literally burn me to the ground and stab me in the throat and like put a fucking metal stake through my heart before she has to ever admit that she possibly did something wrong.
What you just watched was part of a 23-minute long unreleased video by Brad Taste in Music, where he exhibits some of the most manipulative, disgusting behavior imaginable. Brad Taste in Music is living proof that no matter how bad your situation may appear, you can always sink lower. Now, after
even listening to this video, I would change how I talk to. I don't know.
Say that again.
I just rewatching it. It's so interesting because like when I make these videos, I'm like so caught in my emotions, and I look back and reflect, and I'd be like, okay, if I were to remake this video, I'd do it differently. But like that's the thing. It's like I don't know if you guys like have those same thoughts where it's like, you know, I try to be the best that I could be. I try to like make the video. I don't know. It's like a hard balance.
Can I just because I mean I remember you said that there was a comment about KP being Jewish. Can you just bring this one up for me?
Yes,
I just want a response to this, Rose.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Yeah, let's talk about that, shall we? What's that?
Hey. So I thought I mentioned that you weren't gonna do like, well, so technically this isn't a fake tweet, but this isn't my account. I mean, look at the it's Rose Moulet 3. It's not me. I had somebody who went under the username Moulet Rose. This is a fake account. And I know you're not gonna fucking believe that, and that fucking sucks, right? But like,
Okay.
I don't know what else to say. There was an account called Moulet Rose that made these like accounts of me. And because I say fucking awful shit, people are just gonna believe it. I don't know. It's
okay. So this.
I mean, do you not see this as a long-term problem? The fact that let's just do the good faith thing. Let's say this isn't your account. Do you not think the fact that this has been going on? Okay,
like, come on. Like,
Rose, you faked your own death and changed your account name, and you were replying to me on a random.
I can understand for your perspective why you would think that, and that's what sucks.
Okay, I'm saying, sure, we'll take it as it's not your account.
Right.
Do you not think the fact that this has been going on since 2020, like we're 5 years on now, might show that there's like a wider problem than just commentary being mean? Like that you may be inviting this stuff on a long-term basis.
Well, the way that I see it is that I've had to deal with this shit for a while, but I don't think that should stop me from like doing what I do. Like that's not the answer. Like
what?
You know, like what
hold on, you're
asking
asking me to change my behavior.
No, but
like,
that's the thing is like why should I like because people are being awful to me, why should I change when it's like first of all, like you are not going to change what you do. So like, you know, the people that are actively causing the harm, the people that are causing harm to me are not going to change what they do. And yet all the societal focus is on people like me that are hurt. And it's like, oh, you're the person that's being targeted. So, you know, clearly you are doing the wrong when it should be like, hey, maybe these people that are acting awful, like they are the ones with the issues that they need to change. They're deflecting.
This particular drama with me started because you actively attacked me first.
Yep.
Just said that bullying and harassment was bad. And if that bothered you that much, then that's on you more than it is on me.
No,
it didn't. No, it's not about whether it bothered me or not. It's about the fact that you came and engaged with me and then were surprised that there was a response. And you're like, well, I can't believe that people are now harassing and attacking me. It's like, well, if you don't want the heat, why go to the fire?
At some point, like you tweeting is fine, but like it comes to a point. And also, it's not just that you tweet; it's the things that you tweet. It's the things that you say. It's the way you respond with the certain images that are like the guy with the air out of his ears, and then the Star Wars creature. You do that multiple times, and it's just like I said. It's the way that you do it that is
right. Rose,
That is the main issue.
Listen, and I mean this sincerely.
I'm not attacking you.
Sincerely.
I do not stoop to the levels that you go. I do
Okay,
not say the things about
Yes,
you.
you
I just
do.
say that you shouldn't bully and harass people. And you act like that's a moral equivalent
Yes, you do.
to the things that you say about me. That hey, I think bullying and harassing people and what you do is bad. And all of a sudden the personal attacks are somehow justified because I said that, or just as bad. Like, and again, it fascinates me the way you guys think about these things.
Rose, of all the things that I have said about multiple people, I think tweeting a picture saying that you look like the ice monster from Star Wars is.
Oh, so you're saying of all the things. So wait, you're saying that you've said a lot worse? Is that what you're telling me?
I've been
that
way
this
meaner
is
to other people. Yeah.
Okay, wow, that's really telling about you. Very interesting. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can be mean, sure. I don't think I've ever denied this. In fact, I haven't denied this ever.
And maybe that's the problem.
I wouldn't call it harassment, though. What I mean, again, like harassment is trying to, like, if somebody like, I don't like tag people much in tweets. I don't often quote tweet people.
You don't have to tag people for it to be harassment.
What? Oh my
Okay,
God.
so I just can't say. So if anyone says anything mean about somebody, they're harassing them.
Yes, essentially, yes. She tried to say that.
There are certain comments and certain ways that you respond that are not warranted. They're not justified, but you like saying them. You like doing that.
Like what? Do you have a specific example?
I have 10 minutes of examples.
Okay. Again, well, what I'm essentially getting,
and that's
at,
just
two
live streams. There's many more.
Okay, but what you're getting at here is that no matter what Beckett or anybody else does, it's not fucking good enough to you. That's essentially what I'm getting out of it.
Oh, that's not what I'm saying. I would just appreciate if you're like, yeah, maybe I should care more. Maybe I should not do this. Like, like show me that this matters even the slightest to you. Like that you've thought about this and you've been like, huh, like, yeah, I mean, this does seem to be like an issue. Maybe I shouldn't be, so awful, in the ways that I respond to people. And then, like,
You're playing the moral police here, with not just with Beckett but with others too, and you're pointing out Beckett and singling him out just because you want to, essentially, and you just want to get
I
his
could say the
attention.
same about others. That was just the tweet that I saw. That was just on my timeline. That is literally why I responded. I said this multiple times. I would say the same thing to other people. I would say the same thing to Falky, okay? Like, I'm pretty consistent about this stuff. Like, I'm a pacifist. Like, my beliefs are
you're consistent about the people who've upset you.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Because otherwise, why would you go to someone like Chud Logic with the Brad Tay stuff? Chud says way meaner stuff than I do.
Dude, Chud, I have an issue with Chud. Like, the last time he fucking talked about me, he said some fucking awful shit. And
exactly, there we go. I've got some issues with Chud. The last time he talked about me, he said some mean stuff. That's the issue, Rose. It's not about whether somebody's mean. No. Immediately, you make it about yourself. You are saying Beckett is mean to people.
Let him talk.
You don't care whether I'm mean to people. You care whether people are mean about you.
I do care about Chud being, because I don't watch his content. I watch him when he talks about me, but otherwise I'm not sitting and watching his stuff, because why would I? If I clearly have shown that I have an issue with his content, why would I be sitting here tuned in for every upload?
You haven't shown you've got an issue with his content. You tried to get him to run the Brad stuff.
I want eyes on my videos. It is literally as simple as that.
Right, so when it's convenient, then you can grab a drama channel to help you.
Yep.
I would do the same thing with you guys if I thought that, I wanted eyes on a thing. But and maybe that's a problem with me. And honestly, you're not gonna.
It does make you look incredibly hypocritical and like you're just doing this for attention. Yes.
Let me explain. I will say the last time that I sent Chud a video that I was working on, I saw the way he reacted to it, and I said to myself, I literally had a heart-to-heart moment where I was like, why am I doing this? I'm not even joking. I literally thought that as he was reacting to it, and I was like, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? And I was just like, people are gonna watch my videos regardless, but I don't want like these kind of eyes on me. And I've moved on from like different communities before, so I just know that this isn't my crowd, and I'm cool with that. And I know people want me to go on stream, be this perfect little locale for them, but like I come on and I'm just not that. So I don't know, but you're gonna have to humanize me. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna keep being myself. And if you want to respond the way that you do, then that's on you.
Well, again, no one's really responding, Rose. It's like
but you are responding. You even admit that you responded.
No.
Like,
I'm talking about in general.
You're on here right now.
No, I'm talking
okay?
about
like,
in general.
You don't have to come on. You don't have to constantly.
No. We're talking about in general. I came on because
did not have to.
Well, again, I'm talking about in general. Most of your tweets have no engagement. I can see you tweeting out about adding ContraPoints today or yesterday, whichever it is. So again, like, you're the one looking for these engagements, not like I didn't randomly sit down on Twitter one day and go, right, well, I haven't spoken about Rose in a while. I think I'll just fuck with her. I didn't do that. You are the one going out, getting engagement with people, and then complaining that people are engaging.
Let me explain. So I'm just gonna say, so you believe that because I said that bullying and harassment is wrong, that it's my fault that you said those things?
No.
Like, it's my fault that people are responding because I said bullying and harassment is bad. So if I didn't want people to say that, I shouldn't have said that bullying and harassment was bad. God forbid I want to, say, hey, we shouldn't do this. We should just be quiet about these things because, if you try to bring up issues, then you're the problem, and you can't be shocked that people are going to be mad at you. I mean, you could say the same about victims of sexual assault, right? Like, they get shit, and it's like, well, if you didn't want shit, then why the fuck did you, accuse this person? And that's a whole thing, like Chud Logic and his fucking rape review, and I could go all day about this shit, but it's like you have to understand the parallels and the comparisons, like why this behavior is an issue and why you should think about these things. But I get that you make money doing what you do, or maybe you don't. I don't fucking know. But like you have a community doing what you do, so you don't really have an incentive to like be like, you know what? Maybe I should be nicer to people, and maybe you just don't want to.
But again, I just told you my reputation is essentially I give people way more grace than anyone else does.
And again, based on the stuff that you say, I think that that's fascinating because that you do not you based on what I've seen, you've been really, really
well, what have you seen? You just told K-Huck you didn't watch the videos.
Exactly.
Do I need to see every single video you've ever posted?
If you're making accusations that I'm just cruel to everybody, right now there's another drama involving. Hold on, no. Right now there's multiple other There's multiple other dramas where I'm seen as the middle ground or fence sitting because I won't just go after people. Like that's again, I get tons of shit from this from about this from other commentators.
Okay, well then maybe that's the crowd you attract.
That's not my community. That's other commentators. You're criticizing me and saying, well, Beckett's just mean and harasses people. And that's just actively a lie. Like, I am way nicer than the vast majority of other commentators. I will actually hear people out. When the Lewis McClung stuff happened, I was one of the few people who defended him.
I'll be honest, I don't know who that person is. I do not watch.
Yeah, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Exactly.
That's my frustration.
I've seen enough of your content to see concerning things that you said, and also, I would say that these other commentary YouTubers fucking suck too. Like shocker. Okay, I made a video about them in 2020. Like Nicholas Diorio won't talk to me because I made that video about him all those years ago, and he gets mad whenever I get brought up. Right? So like.
And what did you do? You used an alt account to try and argue in his comment section.
I don't know what you're referring to, but yeah, I do have an alt account.
No, because the reason I was able to
real Rose Moulet, it was my old Twitter, and I saved that. And so, like
which you used to argue with Nicholas Diorio and Nicholas's community in the Twitter comments when you brought out the Brad Taste video.
I have a handful of posts. I don't use that account often, but if there's something that I do think is important, I will use that account, right? Like I made a compilation of the rape review.
You've got somebody who
So,
but again, actively, you are going to try and get attention from people who you like are then complaining are giving you attention.
Yep.
Oh, I see a moral issue, and somebody has to like make it a known thing. And like I said, I want it to be known. If I'm doing it from an account with 0 followers, that's not really doing it for attention, I guess. Like, I don't see it that way. I just want people to see these clips and be like, hey, this is like an issue.
I'm very
the alternative is allow people to say shitty things. The alternative is never call people out for the behavior. And is that a road you really want to go down?
Can we bring in Malcolm?
Your whole fucking thing is to call people out for their shitty behavior, right? But you fucking hate it when they do it to you. It's your entire fucking channel. The entire.
I don't care if people. I don't care if people call me out for shitty behavior. I don't give a fuck. I've not at any point.
So then why are you arguing with me because I said that bullying and harassment is bad? If you didn't care, you wouldn't be here.
Well, I care enough to have because the conversation's entertaining.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's it. That's the be all and end all. There's nothing that comes out of this. It's just the conversation in and of itself is entertaining. And I was watching, I was like, fuck it. I think this may be the first time I've ever actually spoken to you. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Why not?
I would just hope that maybe after speaking to me, you feel a little different. Like, maybe Rose isn't like, what I thought, I mean, that's all I can hope for. I mean, you're probably not going to fucking like me, right? But I feel like
he doesn't have to.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. After this conversation, I might talk about it a bit on Kick. It's a bit of free content. But whereas I don't think about you at all. I'll be honest, I'm completely apathetic. I don't like you or dislike you. I have no strong opinions on you either way.
Yeah.
Well, everything you've ever spoken about me has been negative.
Well, that's because I only ever speak about you when there is something like interesting there, and it happens to be, generally speaking, pretty fucking negative. I mean, what positive things have you actually done?
Well, I think that your Cope and Seethe channel focuses on the negatives. Is that shocking?
Well, are we deflecting? Are we deflecting? Well, I'm asking you a question. What have you done that is... Name one.
Okay. I had a viral song on TikTok. I had a video that got nearly 100,000 views. That was like a big video for me recently about every song like on a playlist. That was like a big thing. I mean, I could like I don't need to get into my personal life out of YouTube.
I'm asking what you have done that is positive. You're talking about how I need to be more positive in my commentary. I need to stop being mean. What have you done that actually helps somebody? That's actually nice to somebody? When have you not fucked somebody over?
This is gonna shock you, but like the positive things I do are not on streams. Like it's so funny because that's how I act. Like I'm inflammatory on Twitter, but in private, I'm like chill. I'm like normal. And like that is what I do. And also I don't want to like talk about my IRLs or like people like that or my Discord friends that are gonna get shit for associating with me. Like I don't know how to like respond to this.
Didn't you have a whole... Well, I mean, again, the whole thing was... I think the last time I heard about you in a group chat was trying to be... begging to be added to it. And then you tried to cancel the people in the group chat. I'm asking you...
Those people were my friends.
Then why did you want to be added to the group chat?
Well, because I wanted more screenshots to expose them for being awful.
So you wanted to be nosy. You wanted
because I saw them saying slurs, and these were like Twitter accounts, and this was like 2022, so back when I was like in the Destiny and Bosch thing. But yeah, I mean, I saw
you wanted to be sneaky and get attention and use it against them. That's essentially what I'm getting out of that.
I don't admire people who are afraid to like be their awful shitty selves publicly. I am a very open person, and that's something that people have to admit about me. Everything bad that I've ever said has been public, right? I do not respect people who are shitty behind the scenes, but in public pretend not to be. And so when I see stuff like that, I'm like, hey, people should know, because if you're gonna say something, I just do not respect it.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, that's
the personal thing
here,
for me.
But okay, do you?
Hey, I sent you a DM, by the way, just quickly.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna bring in this is Malcolm, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna mute. I'll stay, but I'll mute.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Malcolm, and I will hold on. Are you? Well, I'm going to bring him Malcolm because he has some things to say to you. I will say the same thing to him again, that he is to be respectful and to be cordial. All right? Again, everybody that has been calling in here tonight has been actually following, doing really
I had
well.
a conversation with Malcolm. It's just recently he's been weird about me, so we'll see how this goes. Like I'm willing to talk, but like this,
Okay.
have the
All right.
respect be mutual, right?
All right. Welcome, Malcolm. You are live with Rose, Beckett, and I. How are you? Oh, you're muted. Hold on.
Fuck. Oh fuck, that's so embarrassing. I'm muted. That's so embarrassing. Sorry.
No, you're totally good. Hi, Malcolm. Welcome. How are you?
What's up? I'm Live Laugh Loving. What's up, Rose? It's been a long time.
Oh, I did not like the tone of your voice there.
Oh boy.
Why? What's wrong with the tone of my voice, bud?
It just sounds all snarky, like you're about to come at me, like you feel like you have this big own coming, and you're like
Oh,
you're
bitch, you
preparing
already
for
know
it.
that I do. You already know that I do. Why is it okay for you to make jokes about rape, but other people can't?
See, actually, I like that you said that because I said some things about rape that I shouldn't have fucking said, right? I dealt with some trauma and I acted out in ways because of my trauma that were very immature. And people, the thing about it is that people bring that up to me constantly. Because they've done that, I've had to think about it constantly and I've had to mature a lot, right? And so
Okay,
I am
how have
not
you matured?
against.
How have you matured when this is still the exact same thing that we had this conversation literally almost a year ago to the day? And you're like, I'm changing, I'm coming up, like new shit's coming, I'm about to be fucking famous, and we're still a literal fucking nobody digging the scraps out of the garbage. What has changed? Your
First of
behavior is
all,
exactly the same.
first of all, you're talking about clout, and this is not a conversation about clout. This is about rape
It
tweets and
definitely plays
self
this plays
improvement.
into it because you love negative attention. It's the only way that you can get it. It all is interwoven.
Well,
Try to keep
we're
up.
talking about personal growth, and you're talking about numbers, and I feel like that's not really what we're supposed to be doing. So, anyway, we talk about that. I I feel like I sound mature, right? You can disagree, but like I'm being respectful. I don't resort
That
to
doesn't mean that you're
certain.
mature. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, I would hope that people listening to me can understand where I'm coming from when I say that I feel like I've grown and matured, and I would
Well,
hope that
how have
that
you grown and matured? How have you grown and matured?
I would just say like listen to me right now, right? Like I and compare that to how I fucking talked in the past. I feel like I've
This
grown
is
as a
exactly how you
person.
talked to me a year ago. This is exactly how you talked to me a year ago. Nothing has changed. You're doing the same shit. Nothing has changed.
Okay, I mean that's your opinion, but like I don't feel
So
that
the
way
tone of your
personally.
voice and the words that you use is how you've changed. That's it. There's nothing else. You haven't like developed as a person. You haven't like changed your
Those
opinions
are
on
big
things.
things. I have changed my opinions on
Okay,
things.
that's what I asked. So like, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I mean, ask me about like anything in particular, and I can go over like how I've
Yeah, are
evolved.
you
Like
still like violently anti-Semitic? Is that still something that you're really into?
I'm not anti-Semitic. I have never been anti-Semitic. That I'm no.
Okay, so that remember when literally this time last year I asked you about the white replacement and the great replacement shit, and you were like, "Oh, that was just a joke. I didn't believe in it," or whatever. That's changed now too. So you're not into the great replacement and like the Jews will not replace that shit anymore. You're over that?
Well,
That's new.
hold on. That is such a
Mm.
mischaracterization. I mean, like I don't believe that. And see, the fact that that's your view of me, like
Well,
that's
yeah. Do you
fascinating
not
because
understand how it's like so fucking frustrating to talk to you because anytime somebody like, hey, this thing that you said is fucked up, you're like, that wasn't me. I was dumb. I was raped. I was abused. Like I don't know. It was so long ago. I can't remember. I was just dumb. I was just kidding.
no, but like I
And you
just
expect
genuinely
everybody else to take accountability for every action that they do. And those justifications don't work for you. Beckett has been so fucking nice to you. You can ask Beckett. I've been blowing up his fucking DMs. Beckett knows old Twitch poll Rose Malay. I do too. I know how you used to be, and you're exactly the fucking same. And how can you demand that Beckett is like bowing to kiss your feet to apologize for all this shit when you haven't even apologized for a fraction of the shit that you've done and you expect everybody to treat you with grace?
Facts.
Connect those in my mind.
I have apologized for the stuff that I have said. I just
No, you
when you
haven't.
mentioned the Jewish thing, that confuses me. Now, when it comes to like the Great Replacement, I'm sure I may have said some stuff like about like that. I don't recall Jew being part of that. Like I don't think that replacing from Jews. I never said that specifically, so I have no idea where you're getting that from. So when it comes to the Great Replacement, I don't know specifically what tweets you're referring to. So I would have to see the tweets in question, and then I could
I know, and
explain
then
to
I'll show
you.
you the tweet, and you'll say, "I was just kidding, ha ha ha!" Like the literally
It's
rinse and
actually
repeat.
no. Actually,
You are
not.
literally the same fucking person. You have not grown at all, only in circumference and size. That's the only thing that has changed about you. You talk the same way, you act the same way.
That's a personal attack. Let's get to the tweet.
You expect other people to be nice to you when you do this like fake little, oh, I'm just being polite. I'm saying please and thank you. But you are literally arguing the reason it is fake. It's two-faced as fuck, and you know it is. You came on here to argue with Beckett that's saying that he should be deplatformed for being mean. You should be fucking deplatformed for saying that you want to fuck dogs. I don't care if it was a joke. I don't believe you that it was a joke. And that you wish that you would have been raped because it would have been validating for you. You should be deplatformed for that.
So again,
how am I right and you're wrong?
First of all, I clearly did not mean that. I don't know how you take one tweet and think that I meant that.
There's like 10 of them. There's like 10 tweets. Do you have fucking amnesia? You did the rape debate gauntlet. You debated like 10 fucking people, including on Modern Day Debate, on why rape really isn't that fucking bad. And you said before, even in this exact conversation, that you had trauma and that's why you find rape validating. Did you forget that you just said that?
We can talk about the rape stuff because I think that's a good conversation to have.
No, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody wants to indulge in your fetish shit. Nobody wants to engage in your fetish shit. Nobody wants you jorking it on stream. What I'm asking you is how can you... Because I'm asking you a very specific question and then you're just rambling. So the very specific question is, in what way have you changed? And how can anybody... how can we... say, yes, Rose, I agree with you. We should deplatform Beckett because he said a mean joke about KP, but your quote unquote mean jokes are like, I want to get fucking raped because it's hot.
Well, this is a good thing. Here's what we should do. Talk about a specific debate or a specific thing that I said, and I will go over my mindset as to why I said something.
I don't want your mindset. I don't give a fuck about your mindset. You said it. It doesn't matter what the intention was. It does not. The terms of service does not take into account that. The terms of service does not take into account if you thought it was a joke or not. You have said many times
anything about jokes. That is purely coming from you.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my, listen to me for 1 second. Clear your mind. Clear your mind, Rose. Think of nothing. Hear crickets. When you make statements like, I wish that I could get raped, it's super fucking hot, or rape isn't that bad, or stop. When you make those statements, I think, and I think everybody would agree, you should be fucking deplatformed. Why do you get to make the argument that Beckett should be deplatformed for being quote unquote mean when you're literally like goon posting about how bad you want to be fucking raped? Connect those dots.
First of all, I was never talking about deplatforming. I was just saying that YouTube's rules. So I said that earlier in the conversation if you watched. But anyway, so when I talk about rape, right? When I talked about I wanted to be raped, let's talk about why I felt that.
I don't fucking care, dude. Get your fucking goon shit out of here. Nobody wants to listen to you have one hand on the keyboard while you explain this. That's fucking, it's not an opinion. You're about to fucking goon. You can't, that's the whole point. I like total fucking dub, Rose. You totally owned everybody. You don't have an argument. You just want everybody else to capitulate to you and be nice to you, and you don't give a fuck if you can say the most disturbing, fucked up shit ever, and there's no consequences for you, but everybody else has to be nuked into the sunset because they were disrespectful to you.
The consequences is that you guys constantly bring this shit up everywhere, and I feel like despite all of that, I try to be as nice as possible and try to be as respectful. What did I say to you a year ago about that? I don't know. I don't remember the conversation I had with you.
What I told you is that if you don't actually have a meaningful fucking apology, this is the only thing that's ever going to be tied to you. I told you that. And you said, I don't care. Rape what you sow. You're now rolling around in the shit fucking pile that you created for yourself.
I made multiple apologies, but I feel
no, you didn't. You literally did not. You're a fucking liar. You made an 8-minute video for 6 years of shit, Rose.
Malcolm?
Yes.
The way that you're speaking to me now, it's clear that there are some deep-seated feelings, and I don't think
this skank voice bullshit doesn't work on me. Where you're like, Malcolm, honey, let me psychoanalyze you. Because I'm bringing the heat doesn't mean anything. You're not going to do this fucking mind rape on me. I don't care. You have been a colossal piece of shit for fucking like 6 years. We're going on 7. When are you going to just like take accountability for what you said?
I don't think there's anything I don't think there's anything I could say in a video that would get you to change your mind. And I'm at peace.
If you actually had like a fucking rational thing to say other than like, oh, I don't know, I don't know, I was in a dark place, I was abused, I don't know, and then you stopped doing it. You've been doing the same thing. You don't stop. The change in the behavior is what people are looking for. You don't change. You do the same thing. You're like a goblin. You crawl around on all fours, scurrying from community to community, trying to insert yourself into shit that has nothing to do with you, and then morally grandstand over people when you've done worse.
Okay, so first of all, I have changed, and also doing worse. I don't agree with the characterization, and but that's also subjective, and it's very different things. And again, you're being very confrontational, but it feels to me like you aren't trying to actually have a conversation with me. Like you're just trying to roast me.
I asked you, how have you changed? And you said, I'm
Right.
talking nicer to you in
No,
this call.
no, no,
That's what
no.
you
Hold
gave
on.
me. If you
Hold
give me
on.
dog shit to work with, dog shit's what you're gonna get. Sit down at the table, babe. Put your bib on. Like, you put something on the table. We're talking
Oh,
about that.
you thought that was so cute. That's so funny. Anyway, so I was going to
So
go into
funny.
detail. I was going to give you a long-winded response, and you shut
Boy, I
that
can't wait.
down. So what do you
Hold on,
want
hold on.
from me?
I actually would like to know how you changed because, like,
Yes,
something
please.
Malcolm just said is really interesting. Crawl from community to community, involving yourself, which is exactly what you've done here. Like, and I'm just fascinated in how you think you've changed.
Again, I can go through that example of how I thought at the time and compare it to how I think now. What has changed? And that was what I was going to do. But then I did that, and Malcolm
But if the
interrupted me, and that
outcome
he
is
wasn't
the
interested.
same,
So it's like, if you
but if
don't
the
want to hear me
outcome
out, like,
is
what does
the
that
same,
say? You know,
I'll
like.
mute. I'll mute. Write down your list. Tell Beckett. I'll mute.
Yeah, if the outcome is the same, what does it matter? Your thought process could be completely different. If you're coming to the same conclusion,
But the outcome
it
is not
doesn't.
the same.
Okay, go ahead. Give us a list of how you
Like
changed.
the
Right?
things that I say now are not the things that I said before, and it's just like I said, bullying and harassment is not okay, and that's
No,
very
the
different
actions.
from
No,
me
no, the
talking
actions
about
you take are the
you
same,
know.
though, right? You're still involving yourself in like
I
random bits
still
of drama and trying to
hold
make
on, hold
yourself
on.
the center of
I still
attention.
make content, but you involve yourself in a lot of drama, and so weirdly, you think that that is fine, right? But when I talk about
But
drama,
I'm not
suddenly
claiming
that's
I've
Why are
not
you
changed.
fine.
flipping around? Why are you flipping it around? Beckett wants to know how you've changed. Why are you flipping it around on Beckett? He asked you a question. You said that you had this whole
Saying that
fucking
this is
villain
a thing
anime
that he's
monologue planned
insulting
out.
me
Say it.
for.
Don't
Okay,
flip it. Say it.
I will say it now. Please let me speak. So back when I said that I wanted to be raped, let's talk about why I said that. Okay. Now there's a lot of things, and I've done a lot of research. I've gone to I've gone to therapy. I've tried to understand this about myself. What I've realized is that when people are traumatized, sometimes they develop rape fantasies because they want it's about a sense of getting control. They feel like they've lost control from being groomed, from being abused, and they feel like they can get it. And so I look back at the things that I said, right? And it comes out as like I was extremely mentally ill. Clearly, anyone can agree I wasn't in a good mindset, tweeting that. Nobody who says those things isn't in a good mindset, right? And so that should be controversial. So I wanted attention. I wanted to be heard. I just was so mentally fucked and I know this sounds like a pity party, but it's the truth of the situation, right? And so I didn't value myself because I believed that what happened to me wasn't a big deal. I was like, oh, I was groped, I was groomed, I was abused, like whatever, but I didn't fully comprehend or understand what happened to me. And as a result, I started to think that, oh, abuse isn't that bad. I started to think that, oh, you know, they're not these abusers, they're not like that bad of people. And I made that my thing. And I didn't realize the full extent of everything. And then as I got older, I started to realize how fucked everything was. And I started to look back at that differently. And, there are certain things like I still believe that we should be nice to people. I still, you know, don't believe in the sense that we should be advocating for murder or people who do bad things. Like things like that I agree with the core concepts, but the way that I said it, the hostility that I had with certain tweets, the aggressiveness, that is I realize that that is wrong. I think that there is a core of, we should be nicer to people, even if they do bad things, that there is a truth there. But the way that I said that stemmed from some really bad places, and I needed to do some self reflection, and I did. And I could keep going, but yeah.
Well, so I
Okay,
was
but
right. It's just that you're talking differently. You still want
yeah,
attention. You literally said verbatim that you just used to talk about it in a really angry way, and now you have like your horror voice on, and you think that that like neuters your opinions or your positions. You didn't give a single way that you've changed. You said I grew up and I got
Nope.
older. That's it.
Yep.
That's what you said.
That's what I got out of it too. Yep.
Because my
no,
core is that we should be nice to people regardless of the bad things that they've done. And I don't believe that that is a bad thing. But the way
hold
that
on.
I said things came off as defending abuse when obviously that, that's fucking awful. And the fact that that read that way to so many people, that's fucking horrifying, right? And
But
so
Rose,
that
you're still doing these same things. Like right now, you're still like, oh, we need to be nicer to people. Well, I go through your Twitter and I find you atting Tro attacking him, at it like just talking shit about Sen, talking shit about anyone you quote tweet. You got a tweet here right about ContraPoints. She's extremely transphobic and awful to other trans people, like because you have an issue with her. So you're still doing the same shit. Like this is what we're getting at. You haven't changed. You keep claiming you've changed. You're like, well, I went through therapy and now I don't think that I defend rape in the same way.
Can I explain? Okay, because first of all, when it comes to somebody like me, somebody who at every waking moment of every day is constantly reminded about all the rape tweets and everything, to a point that, I've been suicidal because, that's not a way to live, right? Being constantly told how horrible.
Nobody asked you to be here. Go do something else with your time. If it literally causes you trauma, PTSD, flashbangs, to open Twitter and have somebody say, "Hey, didn't you say that it was kind of hot?"
Cared about me? If you cared about me, you would not have talked to me.
It's because you make it everybody else's fucking problem. You have solutions right in front of you. Your YouTube career is going nowhere. Your fucking YouTube channel is shit. Your music is shit. Go work at McDonald's or something, dude. You're doing this to yourself.
You don't want to look at the mirror and recognize that the way you're talking to me is wrong.
It's not wrong, Rose. You literally make your issues everyone else's problem, and it is the most pathetic fucking scumfuck way to live. Because you come on here and you expect every single person, you enter their communities and you demand that they change to meet your metrics that you don't even meet, by the way, when you could solve your own fucking problem by staying in your lane and shutting the fuck up. Make your gay little music videos. Do whatever the fuck you want. Stop putting your nose in shit that you can't handle. And then you make it everybody else's. You guys are triggering me. I get flashbang. Blah, 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 blah. Log off. Go outside.
I feel like I'm handling things very well. I feel
that's crazy because you literally just said that you get PTSD fucking flashbang to the point of wanting to kill yourself over shit that you said.
I said that I was suicidal, not because of the things that I said, but because of the harassment that has been hurled my way.
Do you not think that that's like warranted for the way that you behave? That people can't criticize you?
So you think that me being suicidal is warranted?
No. Do you not think that you are that you're going to get the criticism for the way that you behaved in public? And if to you criticism equals kill myself, well then you're cooked.
What you're doing is not just criticism, and again, it's the way that you're talking about things, right?
Yeah, I talked to you very kindly and very politely a year ago, and obviously it didn't go through. And everybody is like, it's funny because I literally knew this was going to happen. You're like a fucking parasite. And you get into communities and they don't know who you are.
That's rude.
They don't know that this has been 7 years of the same fucking shit. They're like, oh my God, who is this Rose girl? Oh my God, maybe we should really hold her hand and walk her to these conclusions. You don't get it. It doesn't click. There's something off. And you worm from community to community to community and you do the same fucking thing. So if gentle talk, like, okay, we need to remember that rape is bad. Everybody follow along. If that's how you want to be talked to, you should have fucking listened the first 27 fucking times it was said to you.
But the thing is, I have said how I feel, and people just don't. There's no sense of charitability towards me. I try to be charitable to other people, and so.
Wait, when have you tried to be charitable to other people?
I mean, this conversation, I've been nice. All I said was that
nice is not being charitable. Being nice is not being charitable. They're not the same thing.
Again, I try to see the best in people, but at the same time, when people are not held accountable, and I see a juxtaposition as to where every waking moment of my day, it's this constant harassment, and then these people will say the most awful.
When you say something, no, because it's ridiculous.
Please let me finish one sentence, okay? When they say the most awful thing imaginable to me, and then when I speak about it, when I talk about it, when I'm like, hey, can for one moment in my life somebody be like, yeah, this was wrong. There's no point, even when it's so obvious and clear that what they're saying is fucked up. They'll never listen to me. And then when I
get this, you had that person. That person was Brad. You had that person was Brad, and you fucked Brad over because you're a fucking rat. So you had that person. You had the charity. You burned it out. That's the problem. And you thought that you could worm your way into this person's fucking community and be like, oh, I'm Rose Malay, and I'm a sweet angel baby. And surprise, like a fucking nuke that I said was going to go off every single fucking time until you actually have this conversation, you're fucked forever, dude. You're fucked forever because this is all anybody's going to know you for. Go outside. Literally do it again.
I'm really caught up on the fact.
That was a domestic abuser, and you're acting like I'm the rat in the situation. It's just so bizarre, but whatever. I mean, there's more than just that.
No, hold on. Why is it accountability when you call somebody else out, but if you get called out, it's harassment?
Thank you.
Well, like Malcolm said, it's been going on for many, many years, right? These same conversations have been had, repeated multiple times, and it's different. Hold on, let me explain. So, as me being told having the same conversation with multiple people hundreds of different times versus when I'm talking to someone, I call them out, and I'm very intentional how I do this. I only target people that haven't heard these things because I know what it's like to be dogpiled, and I specifically don't go after the same people that everyone else goes for, right? So when I talk about somebody that I know for a fact that that person has not been held accountable, has not had this conversation with anybody, and this is somebody who needs this conversation. And I'm coming at it in a place where if they're nice to me, I'm nice back.
I've had this conversation with people multiple times over the years.
What conversation?
The conversation that I'm too mean, or like I make content out of people. This isn't a new conversation, Rose. And again, you like flipped out in multiple comments.
Well, and,
okay.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, and also
like how many, like what YouTubers, what commentators, like what people in your community have been like, oh, you're like harassing.
Go on Reddit. See what Reddit has to say about me. See what like people in like I don't know in like fucking art, like in like some of the general points of art commentary have said about me. See what people have said about me on like fucking I don't know where else. I think like Vincent Martin's had videos on me. Like fucking Jar Defenders have. There's been stuff like the shit that was said about me during the dog pack shit. Yeah, there's been multiple people who've like gone after me. And again, that's just the YouTube stuff. When I was in Twitch poll, there were multiple things like to do with stuff around Extreme Dad that was said about me. It's been said about me during the Wick and Tom stuff. Shit that like you're well aware of. Like I mean, Leia's like Chud shits on Beckett. Yeah, like look at Chud's chat talking about me. It's not exactly fucking positive. No. Like again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. But it's like this claim that Beckett never gets called out by anyone.
First of all,
fucking ridiculous.
I would say two things to that. First of all, be honest here. It's not nearly to the same extent that people talk about me, and also the intensity of how people say it is not like it may be that like I don't like the streamer XYZ, but it's never really that serious.
I don't say anything as insane as you do, Rose.
Have I said anything insane today?
We're not talking about today. We're talking about
time begins.
Well, we're
timing only exists right now.
We're talking about growth and change, and here I am in a conversation being mature, and that doesn't register to you. It doesn't register to you that I'm being like nothing but nice and respectable. And when I talk
it's because you're fake and you don't know what that means. You're fake and you're superficial. Being nice doesn't mean anything. I'm a fucking bitch to Beckett, but I am charitable to Beckett. I fucking hate Beckett. Look at Beckett. Turn your camera on. Look at this fucking ginger twink with the shitty fucking chest tattoo. Look at this fucking hairless bitch. Look at him. He fucking sucks. That I can talk to Beckett like that. Beckett knows that we have that. I can be like this. That does not mean that I don't respect somebody and I don't offer someone charity. I criticize Beckett a lot. Beckett criticizes me, but we have that understanding. You had that. And you lost it because you cannot engage with any of the criticism. We asked you, we gave you I timed it. It was about 4 minutes for you to fucking blab on about how you've changed. The only thing that you said, and literally ask anyone who's listening to this conversation, the only thing that you said is that you've changed the way that you talk. Like the words that you use, that you're being nice and polite. Nice and polite gets you nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're smiling in people's faces and then fucking shitting on them. That doesn't mean anything. Who cares? How have you changed?
Because you guys are saying horrible things.
How
what?
are they saying horrible things? How?
Is anything that we've said worse than saying, I want to get raped, it's hot?
So
and rape isn't that bad, guys.
That's talking about the things that I said as a minor due to trauma, and that's saying...
girl, are you like a fucking 45-year-old minor? What the fuck are you talking about?
Hold on. You're comparing the things that I said as a minor as a response to trauma as compared to the things that
you're an adult now. You're an adult now. You're an adult now. Grow up.
Hold on. You're comparing the things that I said as an abused minor responding to trauma to things that they are actively saying now.
That's really crazy. When you debated Destiny, were you a minor?
Now.
Clear this up for me. When you debated Destiny on Modern Day Debate, were you a minor?
I was not a minor.
Oh, okay. So who fucking cares? You say the exact same shit as an adult.
But
You're
hold
such a
on,
fucking
hold on.
weasel. Just own it,
Hold
dude.
on.
Just
Hold
own it.
on. Hold on. If you watched, first of all, 3.5 years ago, but even then, I rewatched my debate with Destiny recently, and I actually was a lot more moderate and like understanding. Like if
Oh,
you
so you love
watch
rape
that,
more now? That's awesome. Cool. Great character development.
Oh god.
no, what I'm saying is that even back in that debate, like I was not the way that people like frame me. Like when he was talking about like, hey, in these certain situations, is it okay to defend yourself from rape? And I was
Here's a serious
actively
question. I'm
saying
even
like I
gonna
can
put on my nice
understand.
voice. I'm gonna put on my really big nice voice, okay? Rose, do you think that it's indicative at all that you haven't changed in any meaningful way if over the course of 7 years you are getting the exact same criticism today that you got about 6 years ago? Does it not make you ask the
No,
question, maybe I haven't changed? Please.
have you considered that the reason is because people keep bringing up the same stuff from 6 years ago or 7 years ago?
Is it
Because
not
that's what
possible
they
perhaps that
do.
you continue to
Because you
do
haven't
the
owned
same
up for it.
thing
Yeah, exact.
and
Thank
that
Because
you
you.
I
haven't
have.
apologized for it?
I have explained the situation multiple times. People just don't like the honest truth of the situation, and there's nothing I can do about that. I
Do
have
you think
gone
that your
over the
experiences
extreme
do you
detail
think
about
do you think
everything that
do you think
happened. Do
do you
people?
think
I
do you
think people
think
would be happier
do you
if I
think
lied and
do you
told.
think do
No,
you think
people would legit
do
be
you
happy
think
if
Hold
I lied
do you think
Rose,
and
do you
Rose,
said
think
what they
Rose,
wanted to
do you
say.
think
Rose,
do you think
Rose. Hold on. Let him ask the question. Go ahead. Go
just a
ahead,
quick
Malcolm.
question.
Go ahead.
Do you think that in the vein of, apologies and growing and changing, do you think that in order to forgive someone like Beckett, after the horrible things that he's done, he's so mean, I agree. Would you need to see changed behavior, or would you just believe him when he starts talking kindly to you?
I would like him to be nicer and not say his mean things. And
How?
guess what? I've
Do you think
become
that
Oh
he
nicer.
god.
do you
I
think that he
walk.
will have
No, no,
changed
hold
if
on.
he
I walk the walk. I talk the talk. I want people to be nicer. Guess what I've done? I've been nicer.
Wait,
You,
no,
you
you
see how
haven't
that
though.
works? You see how I've been consistent in what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
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 you
no,
really
that
you
you would
don't.
haven't.
know
That's the
consistent if
issue.
you
How
fucking
have you?
picked it
I
out from
asked
between your
you.
toe jam. Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
hold
I
on.
asked you earlier, what have you done that is of benefit to other people? What have you actually done that's nice? And you can't even give me a fucking answer. What nice thing have you done for anybody?
I don't want to talk about my personal life.
It shouldn't just be your
What?
personal life, bros. I can point to multiple things in the online world that I've done that is nice for other people.
It's true.
What have
Beckett
you
saves
done?
Okay,
saves the
I got.
raped. He's the patron saint of the rape, so write that down.
No, what
I'll
you're
say
gonna
this.
do is you're gonna go to a situation like I see. That's the thing is I could talk about like a certain friend that I have, but then I talk about the friend, and then you're gonna get all critical of that. And I don't want to open that conversation.
I think it's insane that you can't name like
Wait.
one nice thing that you've
Okay.
done for someone else.
Hold
I think
on.
that's
Hold
fucking
on.
crazy.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
So hold on a minute. So I got something. It may not mean anything, but this is something that you did nice for somebody. You did it for me by reaching back out to me to come back on here. I'll say that. Giving you
I don't
credit
think
where
that
credit is
counts.
due.
No, I don't think that counts because again, this is the same thing that always
It's self-interested.
happens.
Fair.
It's self-interested.
Yeah, this is what Malcolm and I are getting at. The
Fair.
reason like we don't believe you, Rose, is because we've watched this shit all the way through Twitch poll of you doing the same thing. The behavior is the same. Being like,
Okay.
oh well, I'm not as aggressive as I used to be. You are still doing the same shit.
Again, I don't want to. It's so cringe to be like, look at all the kind things that I've done. Like I literally like have
I'm
a whole video
I'm
about.
not asking all the kind of things. I was asking for any kind of thing. And again, like let's just look at like repeat behavior. You started off leaking an album. You then went to leak shit about Mr. Beast. You've been linking things about Brad Taste. You've been leaking things about DM group chats. You're trying to get like drama channels and have been 4 years to cover this shit for attention. You have consistently done that for the last 7 years. The last time you did that was with the Brad Taste stuff. So again,
The
you're doing
nice
the same
things
shit.
that I've done is being there for people in private, and I don't feel comfortable talking about those situations because they're
Wait a minute.
very.
Why does it have to be in private though? Why
Because
go there?
Because she's fake and superficial. She
No,
doesn't her personal life isn't congruent with whatever this fucking circus act is that she does online.
Because here's the thing. What you don't understand is like the person that I am, the way the things that the way you view me online is very different to who I am outside of all of this, and that's what you don't get. Like,
I know,
you
because
know,
you're a fucking NEET. You live at home. You don't have any higher education. You're a fucking loser. You've never worked a real job. You're a Nepo baby with a silver spoon so far up your ass I can see it peek out of the back of your throat when you open your mouth to talk. You are a fucking failure in every aspect of your life, and you come on the internet to get validation, but you have no idea how to do it. You have no idea how to do it. All you do is get people to fucking hate you. That's the one thing that you're good at. Congratulations. You should write an album about that.
you've said a lot of horrible
Okay,
things,
okay.
a lot of which aren't true, but I would
Oh.
take a whole other conversation to debunk all of that. But I don't need to
I'm
talk
sure I
about
would. Yeah, I know. Because
Okay.
what you're going to say is you're going to say, oh, I don't talk about that kind of shit, even though you bring it up every single fucking time. You're like, it's the same thing where the DM that you sent me, like, oh my God, dude, the DM that you sent me was schizophrenia. You need to go and see somebody seriously. The fact that you, for years, when you were big on the trans debate shit, remember when Xander Hall went by Pig Puncher? I remember that shit. And I know you remember it too. When you were going after people saying that they were fake trans people because they didn't have bottom surgery, and screenshots leaked that you fucking lied about having bottom surgery, you bring shit out into the public to criticize people about it. You bring shit out into the public to criticize people over, and then you get mad when they bring the energy back to you because you're a fucking pussy.
So first of
That's your
all,
problem.
First of all, I did have bottom surgery, and I don't. And the person
Don't
I
believe
can
you.
send you. I have an entire
I don't believe
thread
you.
of that person faking screenshots, going
I
into
don't
the
care.
date
I
that you
don't
can
believe you.
literally see. I have proof. I can send you the proof that it's fake. This is slander.
I
Okay?
don't care.
Regardless, like it would be
You faked your own
invasive,
fucking
even
death.
if it
Like, I
was.
mean, what are you not willing to lie about? What's next? Are you gonna have cancer? Is the cancer affecting you and you have to get out of this call? Is the cancer acting up?
Can we ask,
Oh.
why did you fake your death? I mean, you're not going to deny that, right?
Can you refresh my memory about the situation?
Oh God.
Okay, so Malcolm can correct me, but
Oh my God.
you basically, I believe you faked your death.
Hashtag rest in peace, Rose Malay.
There was another account that was like meant to be your mum or something tweeting about it.
Let me speak. The fact that you guys are laughing about this, right?
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
I've been
faked your death on Twitter.
but nice. I've been nothing but nice and civil, and this is the way that you're treating me. I want you to think about that. You hear about that guy in chess recently?
They're asking you a question. That's it. They're just asking
This
you a simple question.
I'm just gonna save you the time. This fucking crybully shit doesn't fucking work on BR Beckett. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna laugh in your fucking face. You changed your hashtag on Twitter to hashtag RIP Rose Malay and pretended that you were. That's fucking hilarious. Anyway, why did you fake your death? Sorry, I didn't. Sorry.
I wanted to say that I've everything in my power to be as nice as possible. It's hard when you guys are talking to me like this.
They're not
Rose,
talking
She's
to
gonna
you.
run. She's not gonna answer it. She's gonna run. We're gonna die here.
I will answer the question.
Okay,
But remember that guy in chess? Remember how he was on that live stream? That is how I am now. So just have that in your mind.
Dude, she's suicide baiting. I'm out. Dude, this is literally copy paste. Oh my fucking God. Time is a flat circle. Nothing ever happens. Fuck you, Rose. YouTube.com/goddammit Malcolm. Fuck you, Rose. Beckett, you're ugly and a ginger and I hate you. Thanks, Huck, for having me on. Love you guys. Bye.
Those are
Yeah, of
horrible
course.
things to say.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Listen,
I can talk about.
Yeah, sure.
about that
I would love
now.
to. I would love to know, for the record, why you faked your death on Twitter, please.
Okay, so here was a situation back in 20. I think I know what you're referring to. I'm not 100% sure. You can show me the screenshots and clarifications ever. It also sucks for me to feel like I'm constantly on trial for everything. Like it's not a great feeling, but whatever. Anyway, so 2019. What happens is I get into a situation where somebody says some shit about me, and there's a wellness check performed on me, right? So somebody's like, hey, let's make sure that Rose is okay. And so they do that, right?
Wow.
And so they call and then there's like a knock at my door and I get really fucking scared, right? And so I have OCD and my mind start, well, you wanted an answer, and if you're gonna not listen to the answer, then like what are we doing here?
Okay.
If you're not gonna like the answer,
Yeah,
that you
listen.
provided, then what do you want
I've
from
told
me?
K-Huck to shush. I've told K-Huck to shush. Please carry on.
Yeah, but no, I know what you want. You're only interested in laughing at me and going for content. Like you
Honestly,
you
at
don't
this
actually
point,
care.
Rose, you're right. I don't care about you. But
So
at
then,
this point,
okay,
I
but
really
then
would
what
like,
incentive do I
because
have to answer your question and
because
entertain you?
Because there are multiple people who would like to know why you faked your death on Twitter, and here is your chance to explain your thought process for it. If you don't want to do that, that's fine.
I will do that, but it's like at a certain point.
I'm not laughing.
Like,
I'm not currently laughing. I'm sat here quietly listening to you.
Hold on. If you're not going to be respectful to me, then why should I do any favors for you?
Well, I mean, again, you don't have to do anything for me, Rose. I once again, I'm completely
I should explain, but I don't know, like, what are you going to do with this information? And I don't see anything positive.
Literally nothing. Literally nothing. I think it's just a piece of information about you. It's said a lot.
So
there we go.
Okay, so then I will address it, right? So I was 19 years old. I was on Twitter, and for whatever fucking reason, I got like upset, and like somebody said something that upset me, and I was talking about being suicidal, genuinely suicidal on Twitter. That's how this started, right? So and then somebody calls for a wellness check, and I get a wellness check, right? And so they come over, and I am terrified. I'm like really scared, and so with my OCD, I start running through the situations of what could happen, right? And I start like, and this is what happens with OCD. You assume the worst, and so I start assuming that there's going to be a cop, and that the cop is going to fucking shoot me, and that's where my mind races to. And so I'm tweeting this out live as I'm thinking, and I kind of get carried away, and I just it's hard because it's like it's hard to know exactly the kind of mindset you're in, but like that's how I was feeling. I was just so scared, and I was just so like I didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen, and so I was just preparing for any possible outcome, and so I was just like, if I fucking die, if the fucking cop shoots me, boom, like I have it ready on Twitter, and I know how that sounds, but like that's like legit.
But you didn't stop there. You changed your account handle and actually said you had been killed by a cop. And there was like an obituary post from another account claiming to be your mother.
Okay, that was a fake account, the mother. So that was somebody impersonating me. That's a whole fucking world. You're not going to believe that. But I don't know how to prove that to you. But the Margaret Moulet account was not fucking me. The faking, the death thing, like those are real tweets, right? But so what happened was, like I said, I got panicked. I got, and I just I assumed the worst. And I think I just became convinced in that moment that I was going to get shot. And so I just wanted to just leave that out there and just be fucking done with it. And then obviously, like immediately after, I fucking regret it. Like maybe like 15 minutes later, I change it back and I delete that. But obviously that doesn't stop like screenshots from going around. So, it's like I said, with OCD, you just assume the worst. And I've gone to therapy, right? Like I have so many fucking mental issues, but I think I'm doing okay. I'm doing the best that I can, but of course none of you fuckers care about that, right? But
well, you're a stranger on the internet, right? No, not really.
Oh, you should have humanity and you should have empathy. That's the thing that I think you guys are lacking, and that's very sad.
Okay. Like I'm in a bounce, but I'll just say this. Look, I make content on the internet. I mostly just laugh at things. I've heard a lot out of you tonight about how traumatized you are.
About things.
You're not the only person. You're not the only person with trauma. You're not the only person who's gone through.
Okay, well,
shit.
I'm the one that's being interrogated here. So
no, that's not. But yeah, you're being interrogated. No, you're being interrogated because you constantly try and interrogate other people, and you refuse to see the pattern. That if you stop doing this, if you stop actively trying to
it doesn't stop people from acting. I don't need to get into it, but just trust me. And also, people should just.
I wouldn't be having this conversation with you now. I wouldn't be having this conversation with you now if you hadn't taken a shot at me.
If I hadn't said that bullying and harassment was bad. That's what all of this started from, by the way.
You could have no, hold on. You didn't just say, don't think harassment and bullying should be. You were like, no. I think this guy's being struck, but he should be against TOS. Well, my channel is like.
I think YouTube should have terms and service against bullying and harassment. Right. Okay. I didn't say that your channel should be removed. I said that should be a
what do you think What do you think the context of tweeting that?
I understand that was your interpretation.
On a tweet about me being about someone trying to deplatform me.
You don't have to believe that, but that's genuinely not what I meant when I tweeted that. That's the truth of the situation.
Okay. Well, look, I'm gonna bounce.
I said what you do is bullying and harassment, and I think that shouldn't be allowed on the platform. That is as far as it went. That is what I meant by the tweet.
Okay, I think if you're going to criticize me or anybody else, you should seriously actually modify your behavior, and then maybe in a year or two, go through some actual therapy, improve yourself, and then maybe you'll have.
I am seeing a therapist, by the way, but maybe you should see a therapist and think about why you say the things you do. Because I wonder if a therapist would be okay with the things that you post online.
Again, who gives a fuck? What's this weird
So
appeal
why
to
is it that
authority?
the people that bully and harass are never told to see therapists, but only the victims and the people that have been hurt are told to see?
If you
The
knew
people that are struggling with the pain.
anything about
That
me,
is
if
something
you
that I've
knew
been struggling.
anything about me, if you knew anything about me, you'd know that I'm a massive advocate for therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see a therapist?
Not anymore.
Have you mentioned your channel to a therapist and what you do?
What the fuck is this? Like, oh my god!
I think you should. I think you should mention that you bully and harass people on your YouTube channel. I think that's something a therapist should talk to you about. I genuinely think so, because I think that would be a fruitful conversation and something that you. I'm serious. Like, seriously. If that's one thing you can take away from the conversation, do it. You tell other people to get therapists. You should see a therapist, and you should talk to them about what you say and why you think it's justified.
But none of this is like having any deep impacts on my real life or anything else. I don't get triggered.
But that's the problem, is that you're having an impact on other people, and because you are being impacted by the things that you say, you think is fine. You really need to think about that.
Okay.
I think what I say is fine. Actually, I
and that's the problem.
I genuinely think you should actually just grow the fuck up.
So you're telling me to change, but you're not willing to change.
Rose, I'm telling you to change because you're claiming you want to change.
And I'm saying that I have. I'm saying that I have changed. Right?
And you can't give a single actual genuine example of that.
I have, but you're saying that you.
No, hold on. I haven't admitted that. Yeah, I constantly.
Deep down, you know that you shouldn't be mean, but you don't care, and you should.
I think people should have thicker skins. I think people should have thicker skin.
I like I said, I've been very civil. I've been having a calm voice for how long have we been talking? About 3 hours. I think that's pretty thick skin, you know. And I've heard a lot of shit. You can't not admit this, right? All the shit being hurled my way. I've been calm and collected. I haven't really given people anything to shit on me for. Like I said, I think people can listen to this and compare that to what they've heard about me, and come to their own conclusions.
Okay, but it doesn't. None of it sounds real, Rose.
But I've been talking to you for 3 hours. Do you think that I'm fucking faking? That's crazy. How many hours would I have to talk to you for you to be convinced that this is actually who I am?
Rose,
it is real. This is who I am.
Not what you
this
say.
is who
it's
I am.
Actually not what you say. Like, Rose, for you to convince me.
This is what I am 99% of the time. I don't know why you don't believe that. You admit this is the first time you've ever spoken to me. You've never spoken to me before, and you're so convinced that you know who I am, and that you're so convinced that I'm acting fake. It's bizarre, and you don't realize this.
No. It's because I can see.
You have these preconceived notions that aren't aligned with reality, but you're so attached to them because those are your first initial impressions to me. That anything in the contrary.
You've agreed. You've agreed with my impressions.
Register in your mind.
But Rose, you've agreed with my impressions of you.
Being a human being.
I came in here. Hold on, Kara. I came in here to begin with and said that you did this. You do this constantly and have been doing this for years because you want attention, that you go out of your way to get the attention, and then you play victim when you get it. You have consistently done that. And nothing about this conversation changes any of that, because you can have you can be polite or cordial or whatever. It doesn't matter.
If I want attention, I'm a YouTuber. I want people to notice me. If I want attention, is that the worst thing in the world?
So again, you're just agreeing with my assessment of you.
Think about that. Is that really if I want people to notice the videos that I make, or if I think that something's wrong, I think that we should have conversations like the conversation we're having now. Is that really so wrong that I want to make an impact? Because clearly you want to make an impact on the videos you make. You want attention in that way. You probably wouldn't like if your videos didn't get any views. So, this is a thing that all YouTubers have to an extent. Yet, for whatever reason, people act like it's this awful thing when I do it. You know?
Yeah, but again,
and I'm honest about it.
If I was going to people and being like, "Wow, you're way too mean. I think you need to look at your community," I think it's completely unacceptable.
Then you talk about that to the YouTubers you criticize, but because you don't see them as human beings, you don't see them as equal as compared to a Nicholas Diorio or a Falky. Because it's the targets that are universally agreed by you and your contemporaries. You think that the way you talk about them is justified and different to the same criticisms being hurled at you instead.
But again, that's inaccurate because that's not what I do. And my problem is, if like to the extent that I even have one, that you are lying about me because you don't know anything about me. So
I have watched hours of your content. I don't know. I've not watched every single hour of content of yours. I'm not really.
I don't know how you watch hours of my content and come away with an impression literally no one else has about me.
Because the people that watch you enjoy your content, and most people that don't, that feel the way that I do,
I'm talking about the criticisms I get. They're like the opposite criticisms to the ones you're giving me. You're like, you don't see anyone as human. That's the exact opposite criticism that I get.
No, because these are commentary people that want blood sport. These are people that want these vital things, and that is not who I am. That is not my perspective. I am a different person.
Hold on. I got that from not commentary when it came to KP. Me being too charitable or giving too much grace to KP came from all corners of the fucking internet. Didn't just come from commentary. Again, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So, this is why your opinion isn't really valid, because it's completely disconnected from the reality of the situation.